Okay. Captain's log 53262.3. We've all arrived back at Narendra. Did anyone else hear a beep?
Yes. Hello, sound of God.
He hath spoken.
And said, do.
Q.
He looked upon the captain's log and saw that it was good. Okay, well, deities aside, resume captain's log. The Sarek is undergoing heavy repairs that are obviously needed after floating in space for who knows how long and being sabotaged. We've moved Kerr onto the brig of Narendra, where hopefully he will rot for a long time. On that matter, I do feel a need to start instructing some of my senior officers in politics as part of being a Starfleet officer. I do see some of them lacking in this regard. And I do feel a need to inquire about what will happen to the Sarek. Seems a pretty impressive ship if it can be refitted. End captain's log.
All right, so as the captain log stated, both ships are docked back at Narendra. And, both ships are kind of undergoing some inspections to make sure that there's no more systems are tampered with. Nothing else is booby-trapped or rigged to explode. And, of course, the Sarek is undergoing, heavy repairs, refits, upgrades, the whole 9 yards to try to get back into fighting shape, especially after you guys had to eject the warp core last week.
Yep.
So I think we're actually going to start. Captain, where are you actually located at the moment?
I spend most of the time in the ready room, so I'll probably be there.
Okay. So as you're sitting in your ready room, finishing up your log, I would imagine, you hear a chime on your door.
Enter.
And entering through your ready room door is Admiral Heppert, flanked by a lieutenant commander that you do not recognize.
I stand to attention. Admiral?
How you doing, Captain?
Very fine, sir.
This here is Lieutenant Commander Pierce. It's a special consul I brought in to investigate the incidents on board the ships. Please give him your full cooperation, and hopefully he'll get his investigation done as quickly as possible.
Nice to meet you, Commander. We will, Admiral.
Then Lieutenant Commander Pierce turns to you and says, "Hello, Captain. I know you and your crew have a lot of work to do, and I will do my best to work around you and your crew and get this investigation finished as soon as humanly possible.
Well, Commander, I'm sure you've had hostile commanders before, but I will assure you that I do not run my ship like that. You have every access that you need aboard the Imjin."
Thank you, Captain. And just so you know, this is an informal inquiry as to the events leading up to the accident on board the Sarek. That's really all I'm looking into.
Will there be anything else, Admiral?
Commander Pierce, do you have anything? And the commander turns to the captain and asks, "Has anyone interrogated the prisoner, sir?"
No, Commander, we don't have anyone on board that's qualified for long-term interrogations. I have a chief of security, but I thought this was a matter more for Starfleet intelligence.
Actually, sir, I think I would like to have the security chief interrogate the prisoner if you don't mind.
I'll notify him.
Hey, thank you, Captain. And they both turn and walk out of the ready room.
Before,
Go ahead.
Before they, as they're walking out, I want to, Admiral,
Yes, Captain.
I would like to inquire what will be done with the Sarek.
As of right now, Captain, we're just trying to get it back running so it can be sent off to take its place in one of the fleets. Obviously, with the Dominion War still fresh, we'd need every available ship we can get right now.
If it's at all possible, I would like to put my name in the hat for a captaincy. I've been looking for a ship so impressive. It would be an honor to be captain over.
Are you not happy aboard the Imjin, Captain?
The Imjin is a nice ship, but us Betazoids have a eye for advancement and for higher station. And I do think an ambassador class ship fulfills that need.
Well, Captain, I can't promise you anything right now because Starfleet Command's orders are pretty clear, but I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Admiral.
Is there anything else, Captain?
That's all.
And the Admiral walks out.
Starex to Regov.
Yes, Captain.
Would you meet the lieutenant commander accompanying the admiral? He needs your assistance with Kerr.
Yes, sir. I can get right on that. And Regative heads over to do what he was asked to do.
Okay, and you find Lieutenant Pierce has kind of taken up a little, set up shop a little bit in the observation lounge or the conference room or whatever. You know, he has like a bunch of data pads out, a little work computer set up.
So here we are to interrogate the prisoner.
Lieutenant Commander Regov, it's a pleasure to meet you. Actually, I was hoping that you would be able to interrogate the prisoner. I have a lot of work to do, and I think I should start my investigation as soon as possible.
Did you want any of the evidence I collected from the ship, or did you already receive that?
Of course, Lieutenant Commander, if there's anything that you feel would add to this investigation, by all means, please present it.
Very well. I'll have my second in command send it over as soon as they can. Where is the prisoner currently being held at?
I believe your captain had him transferred into the brig on Narendra Station.
Very well. Can you show me the way, please? I was here previously, but did not quite get to that side of the station.
Unfortunately, I have a lot of work to do, so I can't take you there personally, but I'm sure I can have someone on the station show you where he's at.
All right. I appreciate it. Was there anything else?
No, this is a huge favor for me, Commander.
No problem. However I can help.
And then Lieutenant Commander Pierce just kind of goes back into his computer and his notepads.
So I assume he has an assistant there or something to show me the way, or
Not in the room, but I'm sure you could probably, when you head to Narendra, probably ask like, "Hey, where's the brig?"
okay, yeah, right, yeah. All right, so Brigiv heads down that way.
Okay. So we'll give the other characters a chance to do some stuff if they'd like. What's everyone else would like to do in this little bit of time?
I don't know. I don't know how much time had passed since the last game and the start of this one. So
Yeah, a couple days, maybe 3-4 days, something like that.
then, in the time that before he was transferred, I would have liked to have gotten a psych eval on him.
On who?
Kerr.
Oh, okay.
Kerr wasn't in the same place. Kerr was always on the station, I think.
Yeah. I don't think you have had the opportunity to actually meet him.
Okay, that's fine then. Then, never mind. Actually, no. Now. I don't know. Never mind.
I would like to do something real quick. Is it possible for me to have transferred all the information from my holodeck simulations and the status of my P14 to a datapad?
I don't see why not. You've been working on it for the past month.
Okay, then in that case, I'd like to. Oh, where's the commander right now?
I would imagine you were as soon as it docked for the repairs.
Okay, then in that case, what I would like to do is I would like to walk up to your quarters and hit the doorbell real quick. Commander, I have something for you. It's a data pad with all of my designs and everything on the experimental patrol craft that I've been working on, as well as all the specifications and everything for it. And I hand her the. I haven't tried taking it through an atmosphere yet. That's probably something I could run real fast. Probably have the computer run a simulation on it. But I figured combat and space travel would be more important. I understand that, Commander. In that case, I would like to request permission to run a combat simulation versus those fighters. I don't know if you would want to be involved or not. I hear that you have some piloting experience. You don't feel the need for speed anymore. It's a reference to an old American movie, sir. Your character doesn't know anything about it. Yeah, I know.
Good to know it's lasted all these years.
It's
Classic.
Oh.
Thank you, sir. I'll be waiting for those with bated breath. Thank you for your time, sir. And I leave.
Great. Anybody else would like to do anything, set up any scenes?
I would like
has
to.
not done any already. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to seek out the medical officer. We have not officially met yet. So where are you right now, Lieutenant Commander Mer?
I'm probably in sick bay.
Okay, that's probably where I would go. So I'm going to go to sick bay and sort of knock on the door, kind of peek in.
You know that door's never locked, right?
I don't want to enter without making sure first. I've had bad luck with that on the ship. Is it okay for me to come in?
Yeah.
What? Wonderful. Okay, he kind of bounds in and like extends his hand out to you. It's just like, Lieutenant Addison Maddox, I'm the ops officer here. We haven't met officially, so I'm doing that now. We're meeting officially. Hello.
And I put my hand out. Dr. Tomar Mir, nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you too. Now, it's tradition that whenever I come aboard a new ship, I submit myself for psychological evaluations so you can send that back to Starfleet. It's actually a bit of a requirement that I have. So we could get that started out of the way. And then after that's over, I just need to ask a little bit of advice. You're a psychiatrist, right?
Yes, actually, I am.
Okay,
What seems to
good.
be your problem?
So, just between you and me, I seem to have made a bad impression with everybody that I've ever met. I'm not great at relating to people. I'm much better with ships, which is where they kept me most of the time, down taking care of the ships and engineering. But now they've gone and put me on the bridge, and I don't think the captain or the commander trust me with anything, and I can't really blame them. So my main question to you is, how does one inspire confidence in people? If you could
Well,
do that in like a minute or less, that'd be solid.
in a minute or less. Well, let's see. You're good at chips, right?
That's the only thing I'm good
Okay.
at.
Okay. That's good. It's a good start. Now, here's what I want you to do. Think about relationships. Think of them like a ship. You have to have different parts to make them work. Yeah, the awkward part, it's gonna be there. It has to be for it to work. But as far as confidence, just you know, stick with what you know. If you if it makes you uncomfortable to talk in social situations, just you don't have to. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They think
it's
it's
not that I'm
rude.
uncomfortable talking. It's that I
Well,
usually just don't end up saying anything.
Well, okay, that's not being rude or anything.
Ships, if anything.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting again.
it's fine. Uh, believe it or not, my last host was a bit of a talker. But the thing is whenever I got awkward or nervous or anything like that, uh, I would close like no matter the situation, except combat, obviously, because that would be bad. Uh, just whenever you start feeling like overwhelmed, just close your eyes, focus on something that will put your mind at ease, like like we've said before, ships. Just think about something that relaxes you. Just count to 3 and just breathe. It's really all you need to do. And as far as confidence, I mean, if you're good at what you do, it'll come naturally. Not only that, okay. Sorry,
Thanks.
my brain is going a million. I'm ADHD in real life, so I'm trying to like get all of this to make sense.
Doctor, I think that you and the Sarek are going to get along very nicely. Have you met her yet?
No, I haven't. But I was before she got docked. I was gonna not transfer over there, but transport over there to see if they needed help, but they didn't. So I didn't. But no, I would very much like to see that ship.
She's got an older soul, kind of like you, I think. Not like the Imjin. Imjin is a very malicious ship. We never got along well. She doesn't like me at all. But hopefully, well, I suppose that's a conversation. Um, I thank you for your time, Doctor. Um, we'll schedule that psychological evaluation. Yes?
Yeah, just whenever you're free, and if I'm on, well, even if I'm not on duty, just let me know.
Thank you, Doctor.
Not a problem.
And I am going to get up and leave.
I did not help at all, and I am sorry. like
No, that was great.
I was no, I seriously I had this whole thing planned out, and then my brain went, "Nope, you're going to go this way. Nope, you're going to go this way."
No, I think that was an excellent role playing, guys.
There you go.
All right, so who has not had the opportunity to do something like that? Think we're looking at the chief.
Yeah, I'd actually be heading over to the commander. Well, I'd ask the computer where the commander was, and then head to to their quarters, I believe it was.
Commander's popular tonight.
You can't say you're relaxing. As soon as you say relaxing, it just happens.
Strike the door chime. Oh, hello, Commander. I wasn't bothering you, was I? I hand you a pad. This is the latest ship evaluations for the Imjin. Looks like they're going to be refit. Also with the standing repairs on the Sarek. I've been working with the repair crew in Narendra to speed that along. And also, frankly, sir, I wanted to see how you're doing given the, well, the Sarek.
Yeah, it's been happening to mine too. I don't quite get it.
In a hot minute, sir. Wouldn't mind doing that. Can't say I've been a chief before. Might as well have been on some ships, but this would be the first time to be official. Oh, thank you for that, sir. By the way, when you're getting your medal or something? I mean, usually when you save a ship from dire straits, the captain has this big ceremony, and well, you were the captain of the ship, but there's like a little medal thing, and the admiral pins something on you. There's speeches. Well, Commander, if I may speak frankly, that's horseshit, sir.
Even if it's wrong. Sorry, continue.
Oh, no, not at all. Well, Commander, unless you want to go for a drink on the station since I'm going off duty, not sure how you guys feel about officers and enlisted fraternizing, as it were, but some ships are more lax about it. But other than that, there was one other thing. I saw it in the logs. Is there a fourth? Do we have a fourth shuttle aboard? Yeah, some sort of patrol craft. The logs weren't very clear on it. The last engineer wasn't exactly great on record keeping. Oh, okay. So it's just a mock-up. Okay, I just want to make sure that wasn't just a old ship or something like that. Ensign Michelson, is that that's not in engineering. Who's working on it? Oh, right. I heard his voice. Okay. Well, I won't get under the ensign's underfoot, but if he's looking for help from the engineering teams, he's more than welcome to poke my brain about it. But I always worry about getting in an ensign's way when it comes to trying to impress, well, the command staff. I smile. Oh, well then. Very well, sir. If I may, I kind of motion toward the door, but I know I can't leave. Thank you, sir. Enjoy yourself.
Cool. So I think we could actually go to where did I have next? Probably Regov with the interrogation.
All right. So Regov enters the interrogation area. He has him in a room sitting on a chair with a table with nothing on it. And he sits down on the opposite side. And he just sits there quietly, staring at what's his face? I forget his name.
Lieutenant Commander Kerr.
Yeah. So he just staring at him.
And as you're doing that, Lieutenant Commander Kerr kind of leans forward a little bit and stares right back at you.
And I keep staring. So when about 10 minutes pass of doing that, I slowly stand up, walk behind him, and uh, so I heard you did a few things to our fellow comrades.
I've done a lot of things to your fellow comrades, Commander.
And why did you do these things?
Why don't you tell me why I did those things, and then I'll correct you when you get it wrong.
I actually have. Okay, so out of character. So Regov would have studied uh this guy's background, his Starfleet file, uh before this, right?
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah. Okay, so uh offhand, I personally didn't see his character sheet, so I'll just kind of improvise.
Yep, by all means.
Uh, so Rigo says, uh, basically something that relates to his history, um, leading into that, maybe using that knowledge against him, uh, to see why he would do what he did, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
In so many words.
Right. Let me think. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, like this is a role playing thing, so like by all means, especially stuff with the personal, with his personal backstory, feel free to ad lib all that and make stuff up.
Okay. Now, Lieutenant Commander, I realize that your family was killed because Starfleet couldn't arrive in time to save your entire planet. You do know the reasons why.
Oh, Commander, I have long since moved past the death of my parents.
So if it's not that, then is it perhaps getting passed on uh, the assignment that you wanted?
No, Commander, that's not it at all.
You're gonna have to toss me a bone here.
Well, Commander, I'm sure it's no surprise that by now you know that the Orion Syndicate has been working in this area for quite a while. And they would love nothing more than to see the Federation kicked out of this area.
Oh, I see. Yes, the Ryan Syndicate. So, when did they first approach you?
I have been working for them for a long time. A long time, Commander.
And what convinced you to try to kill your fellow Starfleet officers?
When the Syndicate asks you to do something, you do not ask why. You simply do it.
Hmm.
They want Starfleet out of the Shackleton Expanse. I make it happen.
And in return, what do they promise besides not killing you?
Anything I want.
And what did you want?
Is the what I want really important here, Commander?
Yeah, I'm just talking to you man to man, trying to understand you.
How about we just skip to the part where you tell me what you want to know, and maybe I'll let you hear it.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like, exactly. Obviously out of character. Not sure exactly what I'm trying to prove with the interrogation.
Like, so really you're just trying to find out information, like the who, what, when, where, why type stuff.
Yeah.
Ask if he knows about a specific leader of the syndicate or a specific ship of the syndicate that's operating in this area.
Yeah. Okay.
To be fair, if he's been working with them for years, he's not gonna just give that shit up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been pretty forthcoming so far, so you can work it out of him.
Although use his pride against him for sure. That is my psychiatric opinion. Use his pride against him.
Okay, so back to the scene. So who is this person that was telling you all these things of you can get whatever you want?
Well, Commander, you know full well that I am not going to give up any names. But let's just say he is a major player in this area. I'm sure you'll meet him one day.
Well, let's just say that I'm interested in joining the syndicate. How do I go about doing that?
You don't just join the syndicate, Commander. You have to be approached.
I see. And how did you get approached?
When I offered them something, when they saw that I can offer them something that no one else could.
And on which planet did you do this at?
He kind of thinks for a while. You know, Commander, the Syndicate has reaches far beyond what you could possibly imagine.
Oh, I can imagine quite a lot. I've actually had a history with them before, so they already know me. Regov pulls out a cigar, starts smoking. As you can see, I have non-regulation cigars. Where do you think I get them?
The black market is a wonderful thing, isn't it, Commander?
Oh, of course, but who feeds the black market?
Well, obviously, if you're able to get such high quality merchandise, surely you know who you can get anything from.
I just want to know your point of contact. Maybe I can get better ones. There are better ones out there.
Unfortunately, the people I work with have no interest in these small time novelty items. We're looking for bigger.
Such as what? Starships?
Perhaps. Starships, weapons, new technology. All of this can be come by just as easily as that cigar, if you know who to talk to.
Okay, so back out of character. All right. Now what do you guys think? I'm running out of ideas here.
If he's so interested in procuring technology, weapons, starships, that type of thing, why'd he try to destroy the Sarek?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So if they're so interested in all these things that you're trying to go after, then why are you trying to destroy the ship?
Sometimes, Commander, you just need to send them a message.
Oh.
So you were trying to leave the syndicate?
Send Starfleet a message.
I see.
What better way to send a message than to blow up one of their ships?
But wouldn't it be better if you were to obtain the ship?
Trust me, Commander, we have our eyes on something rather big.
Interesting. And what would that be?
Well, that, Commander, I just think you will have to wait to find out.
Very well. We'll leave you until this time tomorrow for further interrogation.
I look forward to it, Commander.
Regas motions over to the security guards, and they take him back to his holding cell.
All right. All right, and I think we're actually going to jump to the next scene. And this one, I think we're going to set up in the so this is all this is happening while that interrogation is going on. We're going to go back to the observation lounge with Lieutenant Commander Pierce at his desk. And over the comm, he asked for the chief to meet him in the observation lounge.
Right away, sir. I then start making my way. Actually, I start at this point. I probably was on my way to Narendra, and so I just turn around and just start heading for the observation lounge.
All right, and yeah, you make it to the door.
I walk in because it's observation lounge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Master Chief Tyr Altera reporting as requested, sir.
Chief, please have a seat.
Sure. I go sit down and I tap my earpiece to turn down the volume a bit so I can hear him better.
All right, Chief. As you know, I've been instructed to complete the investigation into the events of the accident aboard the Sarek. So, if you would please, in your own words, describe the events aboard the Sarek leading up to the warp core breach.
Well, sir, I believe I put this in my report.
Right, but it's always best to hear it from the source. I like to hear people actually say it in their own words.
Oh, very well, sir. As I recall, we discovered a strange bit of code earlier on and some sabotage aboard ship, at which point something had compromised the warp core, put it into the overload, at which point I evaluated the situation at that time to determine whether or not it was safe to do so. I formed the bridge, of course, and at one point I discovered that it was just untenable. It was not safe enough to recover the core in the time I thought we had, and so I ejected it. But that's the short version. I mean, I went into much more detail in the report, the specs and so forth, regulations.
Right. And as you're talking, he kind of taps a pad. I have the report right here. So were there any signs of sabotage prior to that?
Yes, there was. And out of character. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm just
the deflector and the power
deflector.
shut down.
Yeah.
I think the deflector was the last thing, wasn't it?
No, it was the power shut down. They got the power back up. Then the deflectors went out, and then the warp core. I think.
Yeah.
The sure sign, the first sign of sabotage that we knew at the time was a explosion in the deflector array system. It was later on that we discovered that the first sabotage would have been when we dropped out of warp and we were having power issues. But at the time, we were sure. I determined it to be a computer glitch, a sign of an old, long-serving ship just that was damaged, not operating properly. But when we discovered the Federation grenade in the deflector system, there was no other way other than sabotage, as far as I was concerned at that time.
And when you ran your level 1 diagnostics of the affected systems, they did not show any discrepancies?
Excuse me, sir?
I'm assuming you ran level 1 diagnostics on all the affected systems when they were malfunctioning. Is that correct?
With the ship underway, to put us into level 1 diagnostic, everything would be shut down. The Sarek was limping along as it was. But I did check it over. As far as I saw, it looked like it was still operating normally at that time. So I felt no need for a level 1 diagnostic, in my opinion.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chief. Oh, wait, there is one more thing. Who actually gave the orders to eject the warp core?
That was a decision on my part, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chief. You are dismissed.
Very well, thank you, sir.
And he just kind of looks down into his notes and really doesn't acknowledge you leaving.
I'm going to head to my quarters, and I'm going to start looking up the Uniform Code of Justice. I feel like I'm being investigated.
Right. So as soon as the chief leaves the room, Lieutenant Commander Pierce, Commander Prax, can you please meet me in the observation lounge? And as you enter the observation lounge, again, you see Lieutenant Commander Pierce just kind of looking through his notes, moving data pads. And he finally looks up and says, "Oh, Commander, I didn't see you. Please come in. Have a seat." Well, Commander, as you know, I'm carrying out the investigation of the accident aboard the Sarek. So if you would please, can you describe the events aboard the Sarek leading up to the self-destruct sequence being activated? Very interesting. How many times have you been given command of a ship, Commander? And just by looking at your service record, this was almost the second time you lost a ship under your command. Is that right? Are you sure you're cut out to be put into a command position, Commander? And he kind of puts down all his notes and looks at you. I am merely making an informal inquiry as to the accident aboard the Sarek, Commander. I must look at all aspects, including if an officer feels that if they are ready for the burdens of command or not. Very good, Commander. You have been most helpful. I thank you. No, that'll be it for now, Commander. All right. Third to the interrogation room, as I think it's becoming. Lieutenant Commander Pierce to Lieutenant Maddox, can you please report to the observation lounge, please?
Yes, sir. And I'm going to right up to the observation lounge. How can I be of assistance?
Lieutenant Maddox, I just have a few questions for you. Did you know Lieutenant Commander Kerr?
Barely, sir. I was spoke to him, I think, once. He came off as very petty. I remember that.
How so?
Well, there was this one time. Well, and I'm going to relate the story of how he yelled over the intercom to the ensign. It's like not at all relevant, but he's just kind of boringly rambling on about the story. And then afterwards, I really just thought it was weird that you would, just echo over that. I mean, it just also just seems like an inappropriate use of comlink, don't you think? I mean, not that I'm here to talk about inappropriate. Oh, yes.
Another question, Lieutenant, because I think that was a lot more information than I needed. Do you happen to know what Commander Kerr did in his spare time?
I couldn't tell you, sir. Drink? I mean, I suppose we all do that in our spare time.
So everyone on board the ship likes to drink? Are we talking synthahol or are we talking real alcohol?
Oh, well, I didn't mean everyone. I was just trying to speak in generalities as a way of connecting between us. Oh, you like to have a drink. I like to have a drink. Ha 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 ha.
And he just kind of gives out a How are you settling into your new posting, Lieutenant?
Great, there have been no complaints.
Right, but how are you settling in? Are you enjoying it? Do you feel what's the word? That's the one I was trying to. Do you feel fulfilled in this line of work?
I think that I could be. I'm getting there, sir. Actually, if you don't mind me asking, there's no way that I'm okay to ask this question, but I'm going to anyway. Do you know what is going to happen to the Sarek? Because if we're going to talk about my fulfillment here at Starfleet, then I think that that's where we can start to be aboard the Sarek. My current ship doesn't like me at all. Not the crew, the ship itself. She has a bad hum to her, but not the Sarek.
And the ship told you this.
You can hear ship when you go to bed. Hear their hum, and when you go into their engine, hear what kind of sounds they make, what kind of places they want to go to. That's obvious to any here.
Well, thank you for your time, Lieutenant. I think that's all the information I needed.
If there is any hope of me getting aboard the Sarek as soon as possible, do please let me know. I think that could be of service.
Yeah, that is not my decision to make. I have nothing to do with the ships and who's assigned to them. I'm just here to do a job just like you are.
I can go?
Yes, Lieutenant, you are dismissed.
Okay, I'm going to go. And then he just gets up and leaves.
All right, after a few more minutes over the con, Ensign Michelson, please report to the observation lounge.
On my way, sir. And Michelson just heads up. Probably was in his quarters, relaxing a little bit. Still in uniform, but heads up to the observation lounge and literally walks in since there's no bell.
Ensign, nice to meet you. Please have a seat.
Yes, sir. And I'll sit down.
Ensign, I understand that you're designing a fighter of your own. Is that correct?
More patrol craft, sir. It's still into the developmental stage. Oh boy. Do I have a pad on me?
Did you bring one?
More than likely. I'm guessing I've more than likely brought one. So I'll just quickly access a copy of the file that I gave to the commander, and I'll just slide it over to him. That's what I've got so far, sir. It's still, basically, it's a holodeck program right now. I haven't started actually building anything.
And he takes up the pad, looks at it. How is it progressing?
Basically, right now I'm getting ready to run a couple mock simulations against the current Federation fighter. But that's just basically to test and see if it's feasible as an advancement or as a supplement to it.
And are you wanting to be a con officer your whole life? You might have a future in designing ships, Ensign.
Well, sir, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but have you ever heard of the late 20th century movie called Top Gun?
I cannot say I'm familiar with it.
Well, sir, my father took me. Apparently, it's been a family tradition to watch that movie as a family. And when I was young, I saw that movie, and it was really good. I got so interested in flying. My father was a pilot. My mom, she was an engineer. So you can see where it comes from. I'd rather be flying than in engineering, but I can do both.
Very good, very good. How long do you spend working on this fighter of yours?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I'll admit I have been late to a couple shifts. Basically, I've been working on the holodeck and just lost track of time. But mainly it's on my off hours, probably about 8 hours a day.
Okay. So he just kind of finishes typing up a few more notes. Thank you, Ensign. That's really all I had for you. I look forward to seeing this patrol craft and seeing if you could actually get it designed and built. I think that would be something to see.
Well, thank you, sir. Perhaps later, if you would like to see a demonstration, you can come down to the holodeck and I'll run a simulation.
If there's time, Ensign, I got a lot of work to do, unfortunately.
Understandable, sir.
But that's all I had for you, Ensign.
Thank you, sir. And I head out of the conference room.
All right. And then probably around this time, Regov is probably finishing up with his interrogation. And as he leaves the interrogation room, he said, you hear over the comms, Lieutenant Commander Regov, have you learned anything from the prisoner?
No, who's calling him?
Lieutenant Commander Pierce.
I can have meeting with you to discuss that as soon as I type it up in a report feed like that.
Please, maybe aboard in the observation lounge aboard the Imjin, please.
All right, we can do it now. I'll head right over. And Regov heads over.
And you eventually make it to the observation lounge, and you see him busy in his notes again.
Sits down on the other side of the meeting table.
And he doesn't really, he's so engrossed in his notes, he doesn't really recognize you at first. And then he looks over, Commander, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
This is a lot more troublesome than I thought. But anyway, how did it go with the prisoner?
Well, I got some information out of him. He was part of the Orion Syndicate, and they have some plans to do something major here in our area. And I think he was trying to basically stop us from getting another ship to have a bigger foothold in the sector.
The Orion Syndicate? Why would the Orion Syndicate be trying to actively disrupt Starfleet actions?
It's for their interests, so we stop so they can, continue their normal operations, operate freely without interference from Starfleet, of course.
Did he tell you anything else?
Only that they're going to give him something big for trying to destroy the ship. Beyond that, I told him I'd be back the next day for further interrogation.
Well, I look forward to hearing what else you can find out from him, Commander.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Well, thank you for handling this for me, Commander. You have saved me a great deal of headache and time.
So what are you typing up over there, anyways?
These are just some notes I have about what's going on here, especially aboard the Sarek. You know, Starfleet likes to investigate accidents thoroughly to ensure that they don't happen again. And if there's a way that we could figure out how to prevent, I guess, sabotage to be safer for everybody, don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. So you said at first I noticed you said accidents?
Right. Well, the warp core exploding on the Sarek is not an everyday occurrence. So we like to investigate accidents like that. And then through our investigations, we learn certain things. We learn that this one is caused by a saboteur. So if there's a way that we could take this back to Starfleet and work out a defense system against this type of sabotage, then the investigation would be worth it.
Absolutely. I still think that where there's a will, there's a way. But absolutely learn up the current weak points, and it'll prevent that from happening in the future. But yeah, continue on.
All right. But yeah, thank you very much, Commander. I believe I have one more interview to do today.
Interview?
Well, yeah, like informal interviews like this.
I see. Well, I'm gonna go get this report typed up and send it submit it to the captain for review, and then it'll get forwarded to the station.
All right. Thank you very much, Commander.
All right. I'll see you later. Gets up and he leaves.
Well, then a few more moments go by, and Lieutenant Commander Pierce taps his comm badge. Captain Starek, can you please meet me in the observation lounge?
Sure, Commander. I'll be there momentarily. And I'm gonna walk out of my ready room and across the 3 feet and into the observation lounge.
And then he hears you come in and says, Captain, thank you for coming.
Anything for the Admiral? And I pull out a seat and sit down.
Captain, I just have a few questions for you. What were your impressions of Lieutenant Commander Kerr?
I originally asked him onto the ship because he showed impeccable skill as an engineer. He did have a rough personality, but it actually enabled him to garner extra work from his subordinates. So I thought he would have made a fine engineer.
Did you ever sense what he was planning to do?
If by sense you mean his emotional state, I don't read beings' minds without their permission. If you meant as a captain understand his activities, I would say he had no record with Starfleet intelligence that I'm aware of, and he gave no overtures towards his intentions. In fact, I hesitated to arrest him at first because all I had was the word of the commander.
Do you not trust the word of your commander, Captain?
I trust my commander to instruct me on arrests like I trust you to instruct me on arrests. If you told me right now to arrest my helmsman, I might comply because you're an officer of senior standing and presumably being in charge of an investigation, you might have reason, and we would get to the bottom of your reasons. But that's only afforded to you and the commander because of your rank and the circumstances in which y'all each would have asked me those questions. The commander deserves that just as you deserve that, and your rank does not entitle you to any more than that.
Understood, Captain. Let's talk about your crew for a moment then. Are you sure that they are the best officers you can have serving aboard your ship?
Some of them I've only just met, but I would take. I think the commander is the finest first officer I've had, which I guess is not saying a lot because I've only had two, but she's better than the other one. Ensign Michelson is the best helmsman we've had aboard so far. Other than that, the others are all still in their trial period. And as far as the rest of the crew goes, they've given no reason to disappoint.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Captain.
I would like a copy of your report, Commander.
I will be giving all my findings to the Admiral, and I'm sure you could get the report from her, Captain.
Starx is going to give him a faint look of disapproval. Okay, Commander. I assume you can now move your investigation back onto Narendra.
If that's what you want, Captain.
I think it best. I think you've conducted the interviews you need.
Very well, Captain. I will gather up my things and I will be off your ship. And he begins gathering up his stuff.
If you need anything else, just ask.
I think we're okay, Captain.
The captain is going to walk out and go back to his ready room.
All right, and I think I'll let you guys roleplay whatever you want after that.
Okay, and just right when the captain gets back, he'll see, and however it's displayed on his computer screen or whatever, he has the report from Regov. And that's it.
I'm going to comm badge Commander Prax and Lieutenant Commander Regov.
Yes, sir.
My ready room, 10 minutes.
On the way.
All right. So, is there anything anybody else would want to do within those 10 minutes?
I'm probably just deep in reviewing case law and stuff like that for use for the Code of Justice, just because I'm now in that semi-paranoid mode of, great, I'm under investigation again, aren't I? I'm assuming it's after me, not the commander.
I have gone back to my quarters, and in one of my bags, because I still haven't unpacked yet, in one of my bags is a bottle of Andorian ale, and I am going to drink some of it.
Everyone on the ship does drink. I wasn't lying.
You weren't. You really weren't.
Maddox is going to wander down to where they're repairing the Sarek and just kind of gaze at it for a little bit.
Okay.
And I think Michelson is just going to be in his quarters, like basically working on some detailing for the patrol craft. Not anything too fancy. He's not really working on any of the schematics. He's more looking at the looks of it right now from the outside.
Cool. All right, so I think we could probably just skip to the captain's lounge or the ready room then.
Enter.
And Regov is right behind.
Commanders. Regov, I've seen your report. I would like some explanation from you of what you saw. What do you think Kerr meant by something, the syndicate wanting something big?
If I had to guess, I'd say it's the syndicate. They'd go big, and their motivations would be to clear the sector of Starfleet. My first guess would be that they try to destroy a ship. If not that, then maybe an attack on the station itself, possibly from sabotage, as we've seen what one of them could do against a ship. But that's thinking way out there, though.
I want you to conduct a thorough review of the personnel files of the crew, starting with yourself down the chain. Obviously, you don't need to review your own file, but I mean, starting with every officer under me, you, and the commander needs to be reviewed.
I understand, Captain. I'll get on it.
And Commander, how did your meeting go? This is why I offered to transfer you back and to give Regov command. Regov has years before he needs to take command of a ship, and I could help him get there. You can't afford these setbacks. There's a difference between what you're responsible for and what others assume you're responsible for. What Starfleet Command will see is that a ship in Starfleet came into Narendra heavily damaged, and that starship was under the command of a Commander Prax. If we had done things my way, it would show that it was under command of a Lieutenant Commander Regov, and they would have to read 5 pages in to figure out that it was you that was in command at the time of these events. And instead, your name is on the front page of this. You have to give some idea to your outward appearance, Commander. People who don't like political red tape end up commanding Miranda's escorting prisoners, not commanding sovereigns. You can hold to your distaste for politics, but no one else in the fleet is going to hold to a distaste for politics. They're going to use it to their advantage, Commander. Yeah, I'm here. That pause is an in-character pause. Yeah, you're coming through. I'm just Roland is sitting across the desk and has a sigh and a kind of a long look. What is your opinion, Commander Regov? You might have to be a first officer one day.
Sorry, out of character. My wife was asking something. What was the? What are you just talking about?
The replacement of Kerr as chief engineer with Chief Latera or Altera.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it. Actually, what was the reason out of character? Oh yeah, that's right. The in real life thing. So what was the reason like in the game? Would my character know that?
No, what?
Like why they replaced him?
No, so you know that Kerr has been removed from the ship, and I'm just asking you what you think of Altera as a replacement. It hasn't been given to them yet. You talk about why you think or they would or would not be suitable for the position.
No, yeah, I mean like does my character know like why the other engineer was removed to begin with?
The other
Yeah,
engineer is the one you interrogated.
Yeah, I know, but before that he was removed from the ship. For what reason?
Yeah, you
Uh,
arrested him.
Oh, he was on the ship during it. Okay. That's right.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think I misspoke earlier, and then I realized later that he was on the ship, and that Mir might have known him, but you definitely arrested him in our deflector room
Yep.
or something like that.
Yeah, gotcha. Yep, I remember now. Sorry, it was just busy week. Um, yeah, I think he's a good replacement. He's made sound decisions since he was appointed. I think he's fine. Starfleet person for the position.
Captain Starex to Chief Altera.
Ah, dang it. Yes, Captain.
My ready room now.
I sit there for a few seconds thinking, yep, okay, this is great, wonderful. And then I get up, check my uniform, and then I'll walk up to the ready room.
You can just whenever you beat.
Yep.
Enter.
Yeah, Master Chief Petty Officer Tier Altera reporting, sir. How can I help you, sir?
It's been recommended to me by both the commander and the lieutenant commander here that you be made chief engineer. I will say I don't have a great taste for promoting members of the enlisted crew above their station to high office. But in this case, Starfleet hasn't given me a replacement, and I only have junior officers, and you have experience. So, on their recommendation, I will appoint you chief engineer with a caveat. You will be chief engineer while simultaneously you will be training the junior officers I have on maintaining an engineering department. And you will not hold equal rank to the senior officers, but I will include you among the senior officers when necessary. Is this understood?
Understood, Captain. I'm just standing at attention, waiting for you to say something.
How old is Altera?
About 35 or so. Starfleet file shows this person being in part of Starfleet for like 15 years.
Regev slaps him on the back. Attaboy.
What species are you? I want to
Human.
know if 35 is old, is like middle-aged or young or what.
It's human.
Okay. Well, Altera, you've made it pretty far for how old you are. Do you have any ambitions to become an officer?
Captain, I have not thought that far ahead. I made Master Chief not a little while ago in my last selection, so I haven't considered officer training yet, sir.
You will see the captain have a mild look of disappointment. No, that's fine.
Master Chief just kind of looks around, mildly worried, and then continues looking back to the captain.
You're dismissed.
Thank you, Captain. And I'll stride out of there.
Anything else, Commander? Any other requests you have of me? Lieutenant Commander Ragov, you're dismissed.
Very well, sir. Turns around, leaves.
And the captain's gonna stand up. Commander, Michelson's fighter, Lieutenant, the chief's promotion. These things aren't gonna get you your captaincy. You have other matters you should focus on. And then I sit back down. You're dismissed, Commander. Yes, Commander. You do have your duties, and they are important, Commander. But I am a captain. I understand I have no chief engineer. I can look into that. And Michelson's fighter is a sideshow. A it might be just a delusion of a junior officer. You must focus on things that are relevant to your career as well as things that are relevant to the ship. But I'm not sure the things that you have focused on are entirely your prerogative or in the interest of the ship. Do you have a report on this fighter since you've brung it up? Send me a preliminary report. I'll Since you've involved yourself, I'll wait for your recommendation. You're dismissed.
All right, I think we're actually going to jump to scene number 4. And what I need to know for the start of this scene is where everybody is located at. Whether they're on the Imjin, whether on the station, whether they're on the Sarek doing stuff. I just need to know where everybody is.
How
Do
many
you know
hours?
how much time has passed since the last scene?
10 minutes.
Oh, then I'm still in the ready room on the Imjin.
10 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on interesting stuff you guys wanted. Interesting reasons why you wanted to go somewhere. We'll give that time frame.
I'm-
He's starting he's compiling a list of personnel from the ship that he's going to prioritize for interviews.
Mir is in his quarters unpacking and drinking because he's off duty.
Maddox is going to go over to Ensign Michelson's quarters and knock on the door.
All right, hold on. I just need to know where everybody is.
Oh shit, we're not setting up scenes. Never mind.
Nope.
Okay.
Not setting up scenes. I just need to know where people are at.
Just location. Okay, in which case I'm heading back to the Imjin.
And
Actually, probably back on the. Yeah, I'm probably just arriving back on the.
Okay.
Master Chief's probably is in engineering on the engine.
Okay.
I'm in my quarters.
All right, so everybody's on the Imjin. Cool. Right? I heard that right? Everybody was on the Imjin?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right, so like I said, it's probably been, I don't know, we'll call it 30 minutes to an hour since you guys have kind of settled in, got cleared your minds from everything that just happened. So as you guys are going out about your business, no matter where you're at, on board the Imjin, alarms sound as the ship displays a self-destruct sequence with abandoned ship orders on multiple terminals.
I'm rushing to the nearest terminal I can to see what the fuck is happening.
Computer, who authorized this?
The computer does not respond to you.
The doctor goes, or comms, Captain?
The comms
Wait.
do not respond.
Oh, okay.
As with any experience, do I recognize how long I have left?
The countdown is set at 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to try to hack into the computers again.
I'm going to run out onto the bridge.
All right, who said the hacking thing?
I am. Maddox is.
And Regev is running to a freaking escape pod.
All right, I'm going to comm to everyone. All terminals on the ship are locked out and are not responding to any commands.
Comms are out.
Oh shit.
What am I hearing in my earpiece? I have a audio receiver that normally connects me to the rest of the engineering. That's connected to the communication grid, though. So if communication, but am I just hearing dead air, or am I hearing a buzz?
Well, so the question is, when the comms go out, what do you hear?
Yes.
So whatever that noise is what you hear.
Oh, okay. So just dead air. Yeah. Okay.
And the doctor, upon not being able to get anybody, immediately starts heading for the station, like trying to get off the ship. Because if the ship's going to self-destruct, he needs to warn the admiral. So he's running towards the admiral's office.
I'm
Okay.
gonna run out and I'm gonna yell one more time at the computer. Computer,
Computer does not respond.
I'm
I'm
joining the
assuming there's
evacuation.
ensign at the helm. Ensign, do you have any control over the ship's over the ship?
Nothing, Captain. I got nothing. Controls are dead. I've got nothing.
Okay, all officers. How many people are on the bridge?
Probably just you two and maybe an NPC. Because you guys are docked up.
Oh, that'll be fun. We'll run into each other.
Ensign, I want you to run down the corridors of the left side of the ship, telling people to leave the ship. NPC, you run down the right side of the ship on this deck, telling people to leave.
Can we have the
I'll take-
station have an emergency lock on us so we can beam out even at the last second?
Good idea, Ensign. You run over to the station now, and you get a transporter officer to handle that. NPC, you head to Imjin Engineering. There's the most people there, and you get them off the ship. I will head down the corridors of the ship, getting other people off. Let's go.
Okay, so I'll hit my comm badge and what's Ensign
Outcome.
Michelson's in Narendra Station.
Comms do not respond while you're on the ship.
Oh, so because I was trying to use comm badge to do that to counteract it. Okay.
Okay, so really quickly, there were people that said they were leaving the ship, correct? The medical officer and
Yeah.
Regoff, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Originally, Regov was going to use an escape pod, but upon realizing he could just sprint out since they're docked, he
All right,
changed
cool.
his mind and went
Yeah.
that way.
I'll literally just take off running as quick as possible just to get off the ship and try to comm to the Narendra Station transporter room.
All right, so Michelson is running onto the station. Regoff and the medical officer are. The chief and Commander Prax are going to engineering. And the captain is doing what?
I'm running. So the NPC is going to engineering to order people off the ship.
Okay.
I am moving down corridors along the ship, ordering people off the ship. And I'm headed probably first towards the med bay and then towards engineering, because those are the two largest departments on the ship, to get them off the ship.
Okay. Lieutenant Maddox, what were you doing?
I was going to. Should I run to the transporter room on the engine, or is there? You said there's a transporter room on the station. Could that be used for a mass evacuation?
Which one?
I'm trying the transporter room on the engine.
All right, well, when you get there, this is what you find.
All right, with that, I'm going to try to head for the transporter. I'm going to head for the transporter room on the station.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to set the scene like this now that I know what people are doing. So, Commander Regoff, Ensign Michelson,
The doctor.
the doctor, and Lieutenant Maddox all get off the ship. And as the captain is running through the corridors, he's kind of running in a, like, you know, in a spot where they have like some observation windows and some hallways on the outside. This is a plot point. I don't know if you actually took it. As you're running, you start to see that the ship is moving.
Oh shit.
I'm going to recognize this, and I'm going to run to who's ever around me. I'm going to order them with me to security, to the security bay where our rifles are and our shieldings are.
Right. So you didn't. So as you're running, you didn't see anybody because most of the crew on the ship once they heard the self-destruct, they got off. So other than the engineering, I would imagine most of the ship is empty,
Soon
except for
as-
the people in engineering, because I'm assuming they were trying to figure out how to stop it.
and
I'm ranked to security then.
Regav lets station security and whoever else know what's going on with the ship as soon as
Right.
it's on the station.
And
Yeah,
then
I
we'll
was
get
going straight for the admiral. So
cool. We'll get back to the station people in one moment. Let me finish up with the ship really quick, or not finish up, but let me get the ship going really quick. Okay, so the captain was doing what? I'm sorry.
I'm like full sprint to the security bay where we have our plasma rifles and our shields.
Okay. And then Commander Prax and Chief Commander Prax, you did get to engineering during all of this. What are you guys doing? All right. So as you step up to a command console, this is what you get. That's what happened to the. That's what happens when you try to use the console. Hopefully, it makes sense. How would you go about doing that?
We can shoot the core out. Shoot the warp core out. We can't go anywhere if the warp core's gone. So I would start with a manual ejection, because I'm pretty sure you can eject without the computer. Like even if you if you thought this was a situation and the ship was actually going to destroy itself, or if you thought that someone was trying to take over the ship, or sabotage the ship, ejecting the warp core is valid in all of those situations. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it's probably at 2 minutes.
Aye, sir. All right, everyone, start getting that thing out of there. Get it out of the ship right now. And I start running around trying to organize the ejection.
That's what your team reports back to you.
Well, time to get this thing out manually. Get out your wrenches, boys. Let's get this done. We don't have time for this. Anyone else not part of the warp core ejection? Start getting out of engineering right now. And I take out my toolkit and I'm just going to manually get all the stuff unlocked and try to get the thing out. That way.
Okay, so we're gonna jump really quick to the station. So as you guys are running onto the station, like as soon as you guys get on the station, the ship takes off, kind of breaking the docking clamps in the process.
oh boy.
And as you guys are on the ship, the station has alarms going off. And over the announcement says, where is it? Where's my announcement? On the announcement, it's saying security to the brig.
Oh, crud.
Okay. And I assume we're all just standing there.
Yeah, you're kind of like in the tunnel that you guys got out, like the airlock type thing.
Yeah. Okay.
That connected to the ship. That's kind of like where you're standing right now as the ship started to move.
Okay,
And-
I look at Regov, and he saw me in the bar. I was really happy-go-lucky. I have the most intense look on my face, like you wouldn't believe. And I look at him. I go, Lieutenant Commander, if you can't get to the brig, Incent, Michelson's with us, right? Or was it
Yes.
Maddox? Okay,
Yeah, I'm with
They
you.
Michael-
both are.
okay. Michelson, Maddox, I'm gonna need you to come with me because he may have done something to the station. We need to get to a panel, and we need to let Admiral Hebert know. I will go do that. If you can get to a computer system, after I let her know, I will join you to help you.
Aye,
Is that
sir.
acceptable?
Aye, sir.
Okay. And I can't order Regov, but I just look at him like, please, just go. So, and
Alright,
then
so
I head for Admiral Hebert's office.
I'm
as
gonna
fast
seek
as
out a
I can.
computer panel. Yep. Go seek out a computer panel on the station.
Also, just for Ed's storytelling purposes, I have tapped into Alaris's memories, and she was my engineer host.
Okay.
Oh, that's
And Regov, I basically asked you to go to security to find Kerr. Essentially,
Okay.
I asked because I can't order you.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
We're the same rank.
Yeah. I think that was his intentions. Uh, yeah, that'd be
Okay.
something he would do anyways. So. Yep.
Okay, so let me see if I got this right. Commander Regoff is going to the brig where the security was called. Commander, where's the name? Is that Mir or Meyer?
Mir.
Commander Mir is going to the what would amount to
The Admiral's office.
yeah, ops basically.
Yeah.
And the other two I didn't catch though.
The other two are going to a computer panel to make sure he hasn't fucked with the station.
Okay. As far as we'll do one thing first. So as soon as they get out, they touch one of the panels on the side of the thing, and it works fine, unlike on the Imjin. So it doesn't look like the station was messed with.
okay. In which case, we're gonna rendezvous with Lieutenant Commander Mir.
Okay.
All right. And when the lieutenant commander gets to ops, you already see them very busy and trying to get a grasp on the situation. The admiral's kind of yelling at people, being all admiral like, trying to figure out what's going on.
And I just, in all the chaos, I shout, not shout, but in a higher voice, Admiral, may I speak with you for a moment?
We kind of got a situation here, Commander. What is it?
Well, the fact that not only is the Imjin left the station, it is programmed to self-destruct and he kind of guesses, he probably says, about a minute and 45 seconds. Also, communications are down on the entire ship. At least we couldn't get our comm badges to work, or I couldn't.
And then she kind of just looks and nods over to one of her other officers, and he kind of runs off of he runs out of ops to a turbo lift. And she goes back to trying to bark orders out.
All right, and then I go and after I run into Michelson and Maddox, just because I'm Alaris was paranoid that way, he's going to have them both come with him to main engineering on the station.
All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and jump to Regov really quick.
Oh boy.
So as you enter the brig, you will find several security personnel. Many of them are dead. Some of them are wounded, and the prisoner is nowhere to be found.
Okay. Upon hearing that, Regov hits his comm badge. Regov to command center. Over.
um, like a I think somebody that will probably introduce them as a lieutenant answers. Go ahead, Commander.
The prisoners escaped. The security personnel on detail are killed in action.
Thank you, Commander. I'll relay that to the Admiral.
And Regov pulls out his tricorder and starts scanning around for, I don't know, maybe means of escape or anything he can detect with the tricorder.
The tricorder actually detects him in the brig.
Oh, so the prisoner is still there?
All the tricorder says is that his location is in the brig.
I see. Okay, so yeah, he's masking his signature. So Regov to command center. Over.
Go ahead, Commander.
Yeah, I pull up my tricorder to see what's going on here, and it's showing us his bio or the fuck it's called, bio identity as being in the brig, but I can physically see with my eyes he's not here. So wherever the station is saying he's at, he is not. I recommend you send your security teams out on patrol looking for this guy. And I would seriously check any ships that have docked within the past few days.
All right, will do, Commander. Thank you.
I'm on my way to the command center. I'll be there shortly.
All right. And I think at this point we're going to head back to the Imjin, probably starting with the captain.
As soon as I arrive in security, I'm going to grab probably at least. I'm gonna grab a couple of explosives like Starfleet issue grenades and at least like 2 phaser rifles, one slinged and one in hand, and then I'm gonna head to engineering.
All right. I'm going to grab 4 threat for that. And I guess we'll head down to engineering.
I'll walk over to the commander. Actually, no, I'm helping. I'll step away from the. Actually, no, I'll continue working on getting the core out manually with the rest of the with what engineering team I still have with me to get it to get it all out.
Okay. Commander, what are you doing? Correct. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So as you guys are running to your various spots, over the comms, you hear Lieutenant Kerr's voice. You guys do know that the ship is going to explode very shortly, do you?
I try to reach out and see if I can sense his mind.
You definitely sense him.
I sense his person, not just like this is not a recorded message. I can feel his brain.
Oh, he's here. He is here.
Okay, well, that doesn't change what I'm doing. I'm still headed to engineering.
Okay.
I ordered to the staff. Ignore that. Keep working.
For my estimates, Chief, you have less than 1 minute before the ship blows up. I would recommend you guys leave.
Go to hell, Kerr.
Chief, you do know that if I go there, you're heading there with me. Would it be easier if you just left the ship and save your own lives?
Unlike you, I'm not a coward or a traitor. Go eat plasma.
You know, Chief, you are one person that I will be glad to see perish.
I just
Oh.
focus on working.
And look at that, 45 seconds. At this point, I think the captain and commanders arrive at their respective places.
I order Chief.
Yes, Captain.
I hand him the grenades. Take these, put them at strategic points near the warp core in case we need to prevent the ship from being boarded. And then I hand the phaser rifle to the commander.
Commander is not there.
Oh, okay. Well, then I hand the second phaser rifle to Altera.
I stare at you for a beat. Aye, sir. And I follow the orders. Awkwardly strapping the phaser to my back as I seem very uncomfortable having the weapon on me. Actually,
If you are, I'll
question
just
to
grab
the-
a random other NPC.
oh no, I was just thinking. I'm thinking of asking one of the other guys in the engineering team. How long do they think we have before we get it off the ship?
They estimate at least another minute.
Can I?
I order I yell out orders to the engineering team. Okay, that's it. Get out, all of you, out. And I start securing the grenades.
I look around and I say, belay that to your positions. Eject that core.
Captain, we have less than a minute for this thing to blow.
Altera, you can do what I've ordered and cease to offer advice. We don't have that kind of time.
Aye, Captain. I continue. I go back to the grenades.
And we'll jump to the commander really quick. The computer core. Okay. So you want to try to overload the computer core to try to render the self-destruct, to try to stop the self-destruct. Okay. Okay. As you're about to raise up your phaser over the comms, Commander Prex, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Because I am the only one that can stop this self-destruct sequence. If you blow up the computer, no codes will work. Oh, it's very simple, Commander. I either want the ship or I want you to lose the ship. Well, I'm okay with that, Commander, because that means Starfleet loses a ship. But how would you feel knowing that your symbiote's life will end today? How old is your symbiote? Such a waste, Commander. Such a waste. My advice, just leave the ship. Save yourself. It's only a ship. No. Everything's still locked out.
You're thinking manually.
Okay, I could give you a roll. And I'll be spending 4 threat. Let's see. Let's go. I think daring engineering, difficulty 5. To try to override the computer core manually.
So I think you're gonna have to do a value and then roll for it, but that's a long shot.
Okay.
Dice, and I'm also using.
Okay. I'm going to spend that 6 momentum to make your complication range 3. Technically, you're only supposed to roll 4 dice if you used a value. So let's just re-roll that with 4 dice. So in actuality, I do have to give 3 threat back. And so as you start to try to rip open the side of the computer and trying to pull some of those isolinear chips out to try to some way stop the countdown, over the comm speakers, you hear, as you start, you hear 30 seconds, Commander. Then as you start pulling out more, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, Commander. You just caused no one to be able to stop what comes. And I think at that point, we'll head back to engineering. with 30 seconds left to go.
I follow my orders. I start placing the grenades and such in a strategic points around the warp core, so that way it can be if we have to need to detonate it, we can, and it'll take the warp core out. Basically, making our own self-destruct sequence in case they randomly reverse it and try to steal the ship. But that's what I'm doing. My engineering team's just continuing to do what I'm continuing to get the core out manually.
Okay.
Since there's no obvious threat to me yet, like there's no one standing with a phaser nearby, I'm not just going to be randomly standing around with a phaser. I would like to like jump in and help who's ever nearby, do whatever I can to help them.
Okay. So I think to place the explosive properly, I think this is going to be for the chief. This is going to be, let me pull up the chief sheet. I would say either daring or control with security. Difficulty 2.
I don't want to. I guess I do want to advocate on his half. Would insight work here because he has insights into?
Oh, like anything, if you can sell me on a different attribute or discipline that I think, and if I'm sold, I will let you use it.
I was more thinking daring works for me anyway. I'm trying to think of a way to get engineering into the equation, but I'm setting up explosives. The only thing I could think of for engineering is I know the warp core's weakest points from an engineering point of view. So it's just a matter of setting it up that way. But that's a reach. I know it is.
You know what? I think I'll allow it.
Well, I'm not going to fight you.
Because I think that was the one that I was thinking of that would allow that to work. That's what, because of that, I almost said security or engineering, but I thought better of it.
2, you say?
Difficulty
none of my
2.
focuses make sense. Do I really want to fire a value on 2? 2 is pretty average for what I'm doing.
We are on scene 4, so context clues. You might not you're not going to have a lot of chance to use it probably again for this mission. I would go for it.
Okay. Going to spend a determination under you have to make your stand come what may, because the captain bloody made me. Not that I complain aloud. Now I have to figure out what the hell I'm doing with that determination. I could give myself a 1 and just get 2 successes right out of the gate. Oh, I don't have a focus. I would get 1 success if I'm not mistaken. Whoops.
No, when you use a determination with a value like that to buy an extra dice, it's already thought of to roll a 1. You don't need a focus with it.
Oh, I didn't know if ones gave you 2 successes.
Ones do give you 2 successes.
Oh, they do. Oh, my mistake then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All the focuses do is increase your critical hit range.
Oh.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
And then you can also just roll your dice to get momentum, so we have that available if we need it.
Yeah. All right. I will go for. Yep, I'll go for perfect opportunity. So auto 1, and I'm going to roll out the task.
Cool. 2 dice. All right, you bank a momentum. And as far as you could tell, all their grenades are placed in weak points around the engine room, warp core, dilithium chamber, wherever you feel you could get the most bang for your buck.
All right, Captain. You want this to blow, you let me know. I got it set up. And I'll try to turn around and come back to help if I have enough time.
And then over the comms, you hear 20 seconds, Captain. What's it going to be?
There's absolutely no response.
15 seconds, Captain.
I tap the Altair on the shoulder. We gonna make it to drop this core?
Honestly, Captain, I don't know. But what you order me to do it, I'll try to make it happen.
That's all. I'm not saying that's all to Altair. I'm just saying nothing further is said by the captain. He just goes back to helping whatever Ensign was doing an action. He's trying to get in there and help him with it.
All right, so we'll come back to you guys really quick. Commander Prex, what are you doing at this point? Okay, so I think at this point we have 15 seconds left. Okay, so here's what it's going to be. All right. In order to eject the warp core to stop the self-destruct, I have this written because of the timing, and you basically have to fly to do this. It is going to be daring and engineering or security, difficulty 10. For the commander, his task, because of the timing, is going to be daring or engineering or security, difficulty 6. And those are the baseline stats.
I have a quick question. Back on the station, I was headed towards the transporter room. Would I have been able to make it there at this point?
No, because of the timing. The timing,
Okay.
and then shields potentially.
Okay.
I sure can.
You can. It's just so rare. It's a very rare thing to happen.
Right.
With
The book tells you to go
momentum-
by.
with momentum and threat spins, a determination spin, and the right skills, I can get I could get the 2 automatic successes, and then I can roll another 4 dice, and then I can get an assistance from Terra, which would get us up to 2 successes and 5 rolls.
So before you guys start figuring out what you want to do, this is what I set up. Both groups of individuals gets one opportunity to stop what comes. If they fail, you guys will obviously be on the ship when the timer goes off.
I mean, I don't think the commander's ever going to be able to get 6 by themselves, so we might as well try for the 10 with the 2 of us.
What about any support characters that didn't make it off the ship in time?
We have the engineering team, so we probably have maybe
Tib.
the Clososaur and Leva. I don't know if they can also can they also give assistance?
If you bring your crew support, yes.
Yeah, we can. Then we can do me and Altair and the engineers. That's 4, 5, 6 rolls plus an automatic success from me.
By the way, can I invoke Chief Engineer benefit of engineering team and bring the difficulty down by 1?
Yeah.
So 9.
I think we can do it.
But keep in mind, I still have 11 threat.
Oh, I know. Just trying to give good news.
Trying to keep that Federation hope alive.
So you guys know the situation. You know what's at stake. You have 15 seconds to either attempt the one last task or escape the ship. And I think that's the last thing I get to say.
I look to the captain, and if he does not look like he's getting up to run or ordering us to leave, I'm staying. I'm sticking where I am.
Commander, I think we're ready. Let's try to blow this core out. Oh yeah, Chief. I mean, I was saying that to the Chief. I just didn't mean to say Commander.
I mean, if he wants to give me a brevet command when I die, that'd be nice. No, but yeah, in character, I'd be like, "Aye, sir."
Okay, so what was the roll?
All right. You guys are trying for the difficulty 10, right?
That's what it sounds like.
But yes, because I don't. I mean, unless the commander has some genius plan to get himself up to 6 after already spending his determination.
If you could challenge a value, you could get back. Well,
But remember,
Well, no,
in order to use it, you still have to have a positive one available. I know that gives you the determination. You can't use it that way. Okay, cool. Okay. All right. So you're giving me. Are you giving me any threat? Since you guys don't know what's going on, you're doing both.
Okay, well then we'll resolve the commanders first.
And before you roll, since you gave me all this threat, I'm going to spend 4 of it again to increase your complication range to 3. Yep. Okay, so roll 3. Okay. All right, so we'll go to engineering. This roll was daring or engineering. I believe I also said or security. Difficulty 10. Base difficulty 10.
Okay, I'm going to.
I have a way. I'm trying to. Would momentum be help? Would be. Sorry. Would extra momentum help with this, by chance? Or do you have a plan to get more dice there, Captain?
I was gonna just spend threat. Like at this point, he can already spend all the threat he wants to because he still has like 7 left. So
I have a lot more than that, actually.
yeah. So in that case, me spending threat to buy dice doesn't hurt us anymore.
Okay.
So I was planning on using a determination and buying the other 4 dice because I think I can get the determination and then buy 4 more.
Not if you're assisting.
No, I was planning on making. What was the roll again? Because I remember hearing security in there.
Yeah,
So
it's daring and either engineering or security.
Yeah, weren't you taking the lead on this, Captain? I was assisting you.
I think I'll take the lead. I'll use the determination. I'll buy the 4 dice. You assist, and we'll have 2 NPC engineers assist. Okay, I would like to use the crew above the ship because I will bankrupt the ship. I will eject the warp core. I will go to any length to save the crew, even if it destroys the ship.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Captain?
Oh, did I cut out or something?
No, I had to handle something really quick. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said I want to use the value crew above ship because I will bankrupt the ship. I will destroy the warp core. I'll do anything that, even if it causes damage to the ship, to save the crew. Like, the ship is no matter to me right now.
Okay, so how are you going to use that to save the crew?
But, like, I don't care if, like, ejecting the warp core is going to destroy the ship. I don't care if doing it too fast, doing it in the improper way. Like, I'll break every Starfleet regulation regarding how to handle the ship right now to save the crew.
Okay. And you're trying to eject the core, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine.
What's the role for that again?
Daring.
Daring security is what I'm gonna
Yeah,
do.
it's either daring security or daring control. Or daring engineering, sorry.
And then I'm gonna buy the 5 remaining dice. I mean 4 remaining dice. Because I can't buy 5, can I?
No.
Can I? Yeah, okay. I can only buy 4.
Right. So this will cost 5 to buy the rest of them.
And then the are you gonna do anything?
Well, let's figure out who's all rolling in what, and then I'll decide what threat to use once we get all of that figured out first.
Okay, then can I use never mind.
I'm controlling Leva.
I'm going to can I use lead by example as a focus? Like,
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
I would like to do a quick check, see if I didn't lose my determination earlier. I have veteran. I forgot to roll it at the time. It's just one die.
Yeah, good.
I need an effect on a challenge die.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, the reason I wanted that, I was thinking of trying to make it so determination to give us a advantage at this.
Okay.
Since I can't buy dice as an assist, so trying to give that sort of can-do spirit of engineers don't leave their captain behind, or something to that effect.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. Yeah, so you're using it so the difficulty's now 9, right?
9 from the engineering team, and that bring it down to 8 with an advantage, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, since you're not doing the task, I don't think you get your. Or was it? Hold on.
I believe he has to be the main roller in the task.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just wanted to be sure. If I could ever find what page that stuff is on. Does anybody know what page that's on?
I'm looking it up myself too.
Because I really should park that page too, because you won't believe how many times I've had to refer back to it. And it's never with the rest of the stuff, of course.
What are you trying to find?
Chief Engineer, page 127, Engineering Department only. When aboard the ship, the Chief Engineer always has the advantage Engineering Department, which represents the ship's complement. So yeah, he'd have to be the one to make the roll, basically.
But wouldn't my assisting invoke my department if I'm bringing them into it?
I mean, they're all around us.
Well,
They're the only
that's
people-
what I'm double checking. Like, it depends on exactly. You said it. Oh, it's 127. Sorry.
Yeah, 127.
It depends how it's worded. If it says when, like something like whenever.
I don't see anything here saying. It just says he has the advantage engineering department. I'm not seeing anything as to how it's used.
I want to say you get to decide how that's used then. So since you are the chief engineer, you are promoted today, and it is aboard the ship. I think you get to decide how that is used.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would totally.
That's my interpretation of it. If anybody can think of another. So,
I
like,
mean-
really, it's trying to figure out which way you want to use that advantage. I mean, there's more options than just decreasing difficulty for that, but I think that might be your best bet.
That's my thought too. Is just decreasing difficulty. Is
bring it down to 8.
that's our best use of it, really.
Okay.
And in character, as it were, it's one of those, like, I've been instructing them to basically follow his orders. So we're all of us are just on the captain right now, trying to help him.
All right, cool. So yes, I'll allow that, and then your assist.
The ship doesn't help us in this regard, does it? Since it's being
No,
locked down and stuff.
No.
correct.
Okay, just checking.
All right, that's all
got
the one more roll? Okay.
Yeah. But it would only get us to 7, so it doesn't matter.
No, I was using Leva.
We're using both of them, but it doesn't matter because if Tib rolled, we'd get a 7. Oh. How do we do that? Because
Let's see. Supporting characters. 32. I mean, I'll let you. I mean, it says that that's what you get. So, I mean, you could choose a value.
we could do something like something related to like listening to or following the direction of the chief engineer, because that's where he's been both times. That's the kind of the direction I gave the chief engineer, and I think that would be applicable here.
I trust the chief or something like that.
Yeah, like the chief knows best. Yeah, it's someone who's not like.
What's the roll?
Yeah. Let him.
What's
Well,
the roll?
how can we use the determination?
Daring engineering.
I mean, for the
Um,
value. Yeah, well, we need to get to 8, and we have 6 right now.
Well, he can't use the termination to buy an extra dice for an assist.
What
Assist
can
is
he?
only 1 dice.
he can create an advantage though with Make It So. It would need to be a different one than I created, but we could bring down the difficulty again by 1. And if he gets success on his 1 die, then we're golden because we'll bring it down to 7, and he can get us to 7. That's my thought.
Well, then we can say that with the chief knows best that he's the entire world is like droned out, and he's solely focused on the task, and he's performing above his normal like capacity because like the chief has given him an order, and nothing's going to stop him from it.
So like an advantage, I have my orders or something like that.
Yeah.
Or we have, because his focus might be helping inspire us all to kind of like, okay, even the ensign's not backing down. No one's moving from their post. We're all sticking through this.
What is that?
That counts as creating a new die. That's the problem.
Just don't roll the first one and just use the.
Is that allowed?
I don't know, but it would only be rolling 1 dice. But that's up to Ed.
No, please don't. I want this to work.
Well, because the thing is spending the determination is a dice buy, and they can't buy dice for an assist. If that makes sense.
Can we use it as an advantage though?
Yeah, like that you can do. Like it's still using values and determination in that way.
Then I think we do that and we let him roll. Would a focus in power systems help?
No.
And what the role is daring engineering.
All right, so you're going to create the Avenger, bring it to 7. I'm actually going to spend 4 threat to bring it back to 8. So he needs to roll a 2 here.
Nothing.
Cool. So as you guys are feverishly working at your various tasks to try to get the ship to stop its self-destruct sequence, the timer just keeps on ticking closer and closer to 0. And it reaches about 3 seconds. 2, 1. And just as about the ship is about to explode, as you guys start seeing the ship coming apart, you guys appear on Narendra Station in the ops on Narendra.
You see Michelson's hand just sliding down the transporter system.
Welcome back, guys.
Sorry it took so
Maddox
long,
is on one
guys.
of the-
Sorry it took so long. I couldn't quite get a lock on everybody until just now. I don't even know if I got Kerr or not.
I stay on the ground for a bit and I don't move. I just breathe.
Well, if the whole engineering thing didn't happen, I am tending to
that-
the wounded security.
Okay.
So I'm in ops.
Yes, you are in ops aboard Narendra Station.
I look to the nearest officer that's at a panel. What's the status of the engine?
It's destroyed, sir.
You see, like, I don't know who's looking, but everybody who's looked just sees an immense sigh of relief from the captain, and he just kind of like sits down next to like like a railing that's on one of the levels, and like he looks utterly relieved.
I'll eventually get up and tend to the engineering staff, just quietly saying, attaboy, good job, attaboy, good job. You're alive, attaboy, good job. Just falling into the duty at that point because I need something else to think about than my mortality.
Maddox is going to pass by the doctor and just go, I told you, she was a mean ship. Walk away.
Well, no, I'm in the security room tending to the wounded.
Oh, I thought you were in the ops room too. Never mind.
No.
I'll just say it out loud then. She was a mean ship.
Ensign Michelson walks over in the direction of, I'm guessing the captain and the commander are nearby.
We could put them next to each other in ops.
And I'm literally gonna walk up to them and just be like, sorry about that, sirs. I couldn't have gotten you out any earlier.
You did exactly as I ordered, Ensign, and you did it to the best of your ability. I don't think anything further was required of you.
Yes, sir.
What,
Glad you're alive, sir.
can I drop down with Altira in one of the other rooms real quick? Because I want to ask something related to being a Betazoid. That we
Sure,
talked about.
I'll give them a command staff really quick. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and drop. Chief, I think he wanted you to head to the command officer's lounge really quick.
I see it.
So when I got to the security room, what all did I see?
Oh, okay. So there's the station's medical staff are starting to tend to some of the wounded, but there are a few officers that have like a cloth covering them, with the telltale sign that they are probably killed.
All right, I'm going to go through the morbid task of counting the dead and getting a casualty report together for the Admiral.
All right, I will send that to you right now.
All right, thank you.
And Regov is working with the station security, doing whatever.
And then if there's any more information you need on that, Commander Mir, just message me. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Just severity of wounds.
Yep, gotcha.
So while Altair was kind of walking away, are you male or female?
Male.
Okay. He feels the captain like in his mind speaking to him. And I'm gonna say, you'll be a lieutenant in no time. But he's the only one who can hear that because it's in his mind.
While I'm in the middle of tending to the staff and patting them on the shoulders, I just kind of briefly look to the captain, nod a little bit, just a sort of silent "aye, sir," and then turn back and just continuing back to tending to the engineering staff, because if I'm freaking out, I'm pretty sure they are too.
All right. And about this time, you'd hear Dr. Mir to Admiral Hebert.
Go ahead, Doctor.
I have a casualty report for you.
How bad is it, Doc?
Well, 3 killed, 3 of them, 5 wounded, 3 have sustained light phaser burns. One's going to require immediate surgery, and one has a concussion.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Keep me informed of the progress.
All right. And I will start heading towards the one that needs emergency surgery.
All right, cool. I think this is actually a good place to end it for tonight.
Okie dokie.
What did you guys think?
That was fun.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
that
now
was
they have
intense.
to give us the Sarek.
Well, I wanted to keep the rest of the crew in suspense. That's why I was like, I kind of want to roll it, but I don't want everybody to see it.
Oh, no, that was
No complication. I rolled a 1, a 15, and a 14 on a, I think it was control science roll. And I spent my determination on that too, so I actually had 4 successes, and it was difficulty 3.
Man, it would have been epic if we saved the ship. Damn, we were so goddamn close. Can't pull that trick out twice.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what your advantage loadout was like, so I was like, advantage value loadout. I wasn't sure if you'd have anything left that you could use. Yeah. Oh, that was rough.
Yeah, that was very rough.
Welcome
Yeah.
to my rage writing week.
And like as a player, I felt bad about like running off the ship, but it is exactly what the doctor would do. Would be like, I can't raise the captain or commander, and the self-destruct on the ship is going off. It's still connected to the station. Somebody's got to know.
Yeah. Oh no, that was not a bad call for CMO. That was the right call. Totally.
Yeah. Plus, ships exploding and Mir don't agree. Not
Most
at
people
all.
don't.